Human being is composed of three things: the matter, physical being means, life and intellect. Look at this picture and try to reflect on this. I call this the failure of human intellect. One person, just one person, jeopardized the lives of whole humanity. One person was ignorant. One person did not follow the standards, laws, rules, regulation and best practices. Society did not prepare the standards, laws, rules and regulations and best practices. The governments failed to implement the rules and regulations. My name is Aziz Ahmed Hayat. Assalamu alaikum, good morning and good evening. And I'll be your presenter, facilitator for today's training module on standards, best practices, rules and regulations and laws. I thought it appropriate to select this subject with perspective of the coronavirus COVID-19 and discuss the best practices, standards, laws and regulations to avoid the occurrence of such future incidences and occurrences, closures and lockdowns. The COVID-19 has brought difficulties in our lives. Difficulties for families, for individuals, for societies, for countries, and it is hitting hard the globe as a whole. The economists predict that there will be a global slowdown of economy. There may be a short to medium term recession. The tourism business will be hit hard. Transportation business will be hit hard. And there are many small and medium businesses will be bankrupt. The job opportunities will be very low. This pandemic has challenged the global scientist societies to use their intellect to find solution against future epidemic and pandemic challenges. And similarly, the world legislators are challenged to think developing rules and regulations to avoid converting any pandemic issues in future. The societies and standard developing organizations are challenged to develop best standards to serve the community and develop best practices. The solutions to these challenges is to live prudently, to be prudent in our investments and work together and help each other. We are passing through a very difficult, a challenging time of human history. It is a challenge for human intellect to establish new best practices, rules, regulations, laws to safeguard the human being from such disasters and future incidences. Let's reflect upon what are rules, what are regulations, what are laws, what is a constitution, and what are the best practices, and how these rules, regulations, laws, constitution, best practices can help us safeguarding our existence, our businesses, our families, our friends, and our societies. Rules are the guidelines or instruction of doing something correctly. Are principles that govern our conduct or our behavior. Rules are organization specific and there is no legal binding, whereas regulations are directives or statutes enforced by law, and these are authorized by legislations. Regulations have a legal binding and they are made as per the act set by governments. Let's differentiate between law, act, and constitution. Law is described as the rules and principles set by the stipulated authority and are meant to regulate the conduct of the members of the society. Law is a generic nature that covers all rules and regulations made by the government at any point in any time, whereas act is specific. It is limited to a specific situation, time, like all the provisions relating to the contract are covered under Contract Act. A law is an established phenomena, whereas an act is originally a bill which is proposed in the parliament first, and when it gets approved from both the houses, then it becomes an act. Act is a descriptive, which explains why and how laws are enforced. Conversely, laws explains what should be and what should not be done in the context. Laws are enforced to protect people, its citizens, from unfair practices and maintain public order. The Constitution is a written document. It explains the basic principles and laws of nation, state, or a social group that determine the powers and duties of the government and guarantee certain rights to the citizens and to its people. In our last module, Code and Ethics, we have discussed about the ethics, rules and regulations, and best practices. I want to again re-emphasize on the standards. The standards are technical documents designed to be used as a rules and regulations or guidelines. Standards are normally created by standard developing organizations and bringing together all interested parties such as manufacturers, customers, regulators, and particularly the material producers, product and processes, or services renders. Standards are produced by experts from all over the world. One of the international organizations famous for standards developing is the International Organization for Standardization. This is an international standard setting body composed of representatives from various national standards organizations. There is a great opportunity to use this quarantine time to upgrade our skills. We can use our digital platforms, virtual platforms, internet platforms to upscale our skills. Please stay tuned to our next web seminar on principles of communication, how we should communicate with each other and in our businesses. Follow the best practices, rules and regulations issued by the respective health authorities. Protect yourself and protect your families. God bless you.